A writer for The Walrus, Catherine Bradbury, she was on our show not too long ago, shared a personal story about being called out for body shaming herself. Something she didn't even realize she had been doing until her niece pointed it out. So do you catch yourself sort of shaming your body as you get older?
Yeah, you know, I'm in a different stage of my life, but most definitely I'm embarrassed to say that in my 20s, when I was probably my smallest, I was always body shaming myself, always saying, if I could just lose 5 pounds, I'd be perfect for summer. Meanwhile, I was a size 2, but I was also walking around very proudly kind of going, I'm a size 2. I'm a size 2. And I used to think like, 35 was old. You remember when you were young, you thought 35 was old, and you get to 35, you're like, 35 is not old. But I imagined that at 35 that I would have fallen apart and I would be overweight. I don't know what I thought, but I thought negatively about my body, so I was always giving myself a hard time. Jump to, I've been taking some tennis lessons. It happens every Sunday, and yesterday I had a lesson, and I'm the oldest person in my class, and I smoked every single one of the people in my class yesterday.
Yes!
It felt good, but then I got in my car and I was like, the 20-year-old me would never imagine that I'd be this strong, this capable, and still feel exactly the same how many decades later. And I realized, especially after taking care of my dad in the last few years of his life, how important it is for your strength and your health and not about the number that it's on the back of that dress. That does not matter. But it took me a while to get there. But I did smoke them, just in case you didn't hear me. Yeah, it felt good.
Yeah. It felt good.
Yeah.
How about you guys?
Well, for me, it changes. I think we all have that story. You know, we talked about it in the morning meeting where you look back at pictures of yourself and you remember negative self-talk at that age, and then you look back today and you're like, man, I was a smoke show. What was I dogging on myself about? It changed when I had a daughter, because you realize you have to become super aware.
She's listening.
Of, you know, you can't be talking like that to yourself or like, you know, saying negative things about your body because she's watching and she's listening. I've been really aware of that in my house because I don't want to pass on that baggage. Society has done a number on women. This still does a number on young women, but as we age, it's even worse. And you guys know I'm all about the menopause space, and so now I think the shift for me is strong is sexy, strong is beautiful. The idea that this body, I need to take care of it, and that's how I talk around my daughter. I got one body to get me through one life. So sometimes she'll see me working out, and I'm like, you know why mommy works? You know why she works out? Get on my back, and I can zoom up the stairs with her on my back. I said, that's why I work out. And that is a different message than, oh, my arms, I have bat wings and I have saddlebags. If I do that, it's like, I gotta catch myself because I don't want her to take on that garbage.
This is not a rhetorical question, but you said something and I can't let it go because I find it very interesting. When you said that it's even harder for older women, like, do you really feel that way? Like it's harder for us?
We are a youth-obsessed culture, period.com. And I think as we get older, whether it's just from age and things start to sag, and there's cellulite, and there's the menopause that they call it, where we all start gaining, we all look like pears because menopause does. The culture has words for us, and it is, you are irrelevant, and that's why a lot of women start to feel increasingly invisible as we get older, because culture doesn't want to see that. I don't
know what's wrong with me, and I'm nervous to even say it to you guys or to you, but I don't feel that.
I'm so happy for you.
And it's been for a couple of years. I don't know what's happened. Like even in a fitting,
how do you feel?
You know how we have fittings and a dress doesn't zip up. I'm not like, oh my God, the dress doesn't fit. There's something wrong with me. No, it's a stupid dress. There's something wrong with the dress. I don't know.
But were you always that way?
No, but I'd be lying if I said I was always like that.
But she's also, what you've told me before is your mother did a great job, and I'm not blaming my mom, I love you, Mom. But like, your mom never focused on that. So you didn't embody that. Like, I think that makes a huge difference. What messages did you get from your closest female family members when you were growing up about the way that they spoke about their body?
And I don't want to make it sound like I'm belittling anyone who does have those issues. I can understand it. I think any woman would be lying if they said they had never experienced it. It's just in the last couple of years, similar to you in a sense that I see it as a vessel, as this thing that allows me to do all of the other things. And concentrating on what it physically looks like, it's such a waste of time. I don't know. It's like I haven't put any, and it's not that not giving up.
It's a good place to be, but it takes a while for some of us to get there.
But I think
You
you have
gotta
to actually,
admit.
it's a practice. Like I think
Yeah.
for me, I hear what you're saying,
Yeah.
and I did grow up with like everyone, my grandmother, my mother, everybody was constantly self-critical. Like they weren't necessarily criticizing us, but you're observing that constantly. That like, oh my God, can't believe this, touching themselves, like the way that you would go to a shopping experience, I would see that, absorbing all of that. So it's taken an effort for me to get to this place, and I'm with you. Like I feel like I'm the least critical of myself now, but every once in a while I'll catch myself. I'll catch a look in the mirror and I'll notice a difference, and my immediate go-to thought is something like negative, and then I refuse to talk to myself that way. My body, I believe, is listening. And an older friend of mine once said, like, you know, what the heck would you be doing insulting your arms? Your arms are just trying to like help you cut out stuff, help you do stuff.
It
and,
allows
like,
you to do great stuff.
I also feel like I also am now starting to really absorb women who are in their bodies in their older age, and I find it so intensely sexy compared to women who are actually quote unquote fitter and who are constantly like I've seen
Fussing.
both.
Yeah.
So I think embodiment has nothing to do with, to your point, a number on this dress or on the scale,
Yeah.
and it has to do with like what is exuding from the
It gives
inside
you a
out.
lot more time to dilly-dally is what you're saying.
Good one, Jess.
Hey, you, come a bit closer. We've got so many more must-see interviews, spicy debates, lifestyle tips, and pop culture moments. So subscribe to our channel by tapping the logo below and don't miss out.